Hey guys, welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And today we are going to share a DM message that we received on Instagram. And we wanted to share our response with you all.
So let's talk about it. Here's the message. Hi MJ, I've been in business for 4 months. My business is doing well and I think it's time to invest in another van. Currently I have a 2012 Toyota Sienna that can fit one wheelchair. What vehicle would you recommend as a good second vehicle? Great question.
Yeah, that's a great question, but I feel like there's a lot of details missing.
A whole lot of detail.
One of my questions would be, who are you serving? What population are you serving? Are you doing more ambulatory, wheelchair, or gurney trips? Another question would be, how far are you driving? Are you doing all long distance trips? Are you doing trips within like a 15-mile radius?
Because you definitely want to consider when you're thinking about that, the distance, the gas factor. You know, like it's gonna take way more fuel to fuel that vehicle. So those are things that you want to keep in mind when you're looking at your different vehicle options.
Also, and I think that's a great idea. And also, as far as do you have any contracts? Are you working with Medi-Cal?
Yes.
If you're working with Medi-Cal, there's a chance that you have a lot of ambulatory clients. So you may not need something like a Dodge Caravan with that's able to accommodate a wheelchair. You may need something larger. Where you can multi-load.
And I think we really need to just go a little bit deeper when you mention about knowing your clients, who you're trying to service. Because I think, honestly, that is the defining factor when you're trying to determine that. Like, that really makes sense. Like, you need to know your clientele. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? And so when you're thinking about all those things, only you as the business owner know what you're trying to achieve. But these are just things you want to just definitely keep in mind when you're deciding like which vehicles you want to purchase. And
then also with expanding the business, I hope that she is utilizing that vehicle to capacity, and I hope that she's just so overbooked where she's turning down rides, and that's the reason why she's deciding to make an investment and get a second vehicle. If that is not the case, then I would not recommend expanding, right, until you are able to fully utilize that first vehicle to full capacity.
And you're right, you definitely want to have like contracts already established. That you're turning down, like Jasmine mentioned, trips every other day. Like, then for sure that it's time for you to definitely look in expanding your business. Right.
And I also want to point out something that should not be overlooked. You mentioned that her business is doing well. This is only month 4 for her, right?
I've been in business for 4 months.
That's amazing. So
yes, congratulations
to you.
Yes.
I think that you are proof that that the industry is growing. And look at you, your business is growing within a matter of 4 months, and you're already considering a second vehicle. So kudos to you, and I just want to definitely congratulate you for that.
That is amazing that she's been in business 4 months and she's already considering purchasing a second vehicle. That's amazing, because I think we were in business how long before we did that?
I'm not sure.
It wasn't 4 months for sure. So that's amazing. What are some other things that you want to consider before you invest into that? Let's really think about it, because I think that's a good question. I want to make sure we're really giving her.
So knowing who your clients are, right? So we discuss the different levels of service. If your clients are more ambulatory clients, then you may want to just consider a regular van where since you already have the wheelchair van.
So I wonder how many wheelchair trips are she actually doing with this vehicle? Is it more wheelchair or ambulatory?
That's the important question. That's the important question that she did not mention. also for another level of service, gurney.
Yep.
Are you currently doing gurney transport with your wheelchair vehicle? And if not, are you looking to extend your services to offer gurney transport? If you are, I do know that I do see a lot of gurneys being put in the Dodge Caravan and Toyota Sienna. However, I would probably go with something larger.
Yeah, and then also to mention, like, if you do decide to do that, once you convert your Dodge Caravan into accommodating a gurney, you can no longer transport wheelchair at the same time. So, like, if you're doing gurney transport in a Dodge Caravan, you have to stick with that unless you remove those restraints or
antennas.
Yeah, from the vehicle.
I think there's a way you can do it though.
Both?
Yeah, I think so. I think there is. Because I have been seeing some stuff and hearing some stuff, but I guess it all just depends on what year vehicle you have as well. But with those, with, like, let's just say the Dodge Caravan, like Monica said, they have the antennas, but they also have railing that go alongside of the base in the vehicle, and that railing actually comes out quite a bit. So that's one of the reasons why that wheelchair wouldn't be able to accommodate both wheelchair and gurney. But for us, it just doesn't make sense for us to offer gurney services. I just feel like it's a lot more work. You should have 2 people when you're transporting gurney. So your cost is increased. But honestly, I see people out there doing gurney trips for the same amount as wheelchair trips.
Yeah.
So you just have to really analyze, your business. Like if you have a contract with like hospice or something like that, and
you're getting more gurney trips than wheelchair.
You will get more gurney dealing with hospice. And if that's the case, if you have a contract and all this stuff, then yes, okay, go ahead. Gurney is definitely purchasing a gurney van is definitely probably the best option for you.
And then one thing we didn't mention too, and she didn't mention in this email as well, office location. So if she has a space to park these vehicles, because as you expand and as you grow, your fleet will grow and expand, and so you need a good secure location to park your vehicle. So that is something else you want to consider as well. Are you parking on the side of the street, or do you have a home? Or are you parking at your office location, or you allow your drivers to take the vehicles home? So
because different cities, different counties have regulations, especially if you're doing street parking.
Yes.
Those big like Pro Masters and stuff, you definitely wouldn't want to park one of those on the streets. I'm pretty sure you'll get ticketed depending on your area. So that's important too. Yeah, that was definitely a good point.
So those are definitely things that you should consider before she make her second.
But you guys know we are Team Dodge Caravan. We love the Dodge Caravan.
We need a Dodge Caravan. They need to give us a commercial because we always promote them.
We need a deal,
right? Dodge. Yeah, we are Team Dodge. I mean, and again, it works for us and it may not work for other business owners, but
I like those Toyota Siennas too, though, the new ones. I liked it.
They remind me of like our soccer mom van. I don't see like...
You don't think Dodge Girl,
I would prefer a Dodge Caravan over it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that when I say soccer mom, but I'm just saying it just doesn't remind me like of
like work.
Yeah. It's like I'm transporting, like I'm going to some type of sports or whatever.
Ultimately, I think people have their different opinions on what vehicle they decide to go with. A lot of TPs will say, oh, Dodge Caravans are not a good vehicle for this industry because of this and that. Yeah. And some people would say, oh, the Pro Master's too big. Yeah. Another thing is, who are your drivers? Right? If you're hiring if you're thinking about bringing on a second vehicle, do you have a driver to drive this vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
Does your driver feel comfortable driving larger vehicles,
Yeah.
right? So that's important too. You
Yeah.
want to consider that, because like the Toyota Sienna, Dodge Caravans, I just feel so comfortable driving.
Yeah, you did.
Now I know that I could drive like a ProMaster or something large, but for like day to day driving
Pulling
every
in and
day,
out, yeah.
pulling in and out,
Finding parking, unloading. It's easier with a Dodge or a Toyota. It's just easier to navigate. You know, I think so.
I think so.
And I think, like you said, we're comfortable. Like, why change now? If it worked for you, then stick to what works best for you.
Yeah,
So
for sure. So we just wanted to share our response with you guys. Go ahead and comment below. Let us know what you think. If you're currently a transportation provider, what vehicle are you operating with? And tell us why you chose that vehicle.
We would definitely like to know your perspective, because maybe there's another vehicle option out there that we have not considered, and we would definitely like to just know your point about it. Like, what are your thoughts about it? So yeah, definitely comment below and give us your feedback.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, and as always, if you guys want us to touch on a particular topic, go ahead and comment below, and till next time.
Ciao guys. Bye.